All right, we're recording.
Great, thanks, Lisa. So at 8:15, could someone take the minutes for Jed 2, please? Great.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
So at 8:15, we'll start the meeting, July 15th, 2025, Cemetery Trustees. We have Terry Driscoll, Steve Pender calling in, Jed Dolan calling in, Joe Redden present, Jim Coyne present, Superintendent Lisa Ahern present, and we have Joe Baxter from the Cemetery Department here to speak on agenda item number 3, which is a review of the proposed snow and ice program. So why don't we jump right to that?
So I'll make a motion to exclude approval of minutes and consent agenda until we review Article 3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, so Lisa, if you want to just fill us in very quickly on the Article Snow and Ice program from the town.
Town administrator and the new head of DPW want to introduce an article into the Milton Public Employees union contract that pulls the cemetery crew into snow removal for town-wide DPW. And it wants to make it mandatory and wants to have disciplinary action for anybody who does not want to participate. Currently, the union contract for the guys, overtime is not mandatory. Our crew is dedicated to the landscape here. We never close for burials. They're obligated to have this place clean, and if they're out all night plowing or tending to the streets of Milton, we're not ready to service families over here. So this is a unique property with unique needs. We never stop burying people. So, also, my guys know that there are departmental needs over here. They're already working overtime on Saturdays. Half of their Saturdays are taken up year-round with burials. So they're doing, that's basically, it's voluntary, but it's departmental need overtime on their part. So they're already doing more. So they also want us to use our equipment.
I was just going to say that.
Which is a much smaller equipment and aging equipment, and it's really not meant to go town-wide. We go 10 miles an hour in here on snow removal, and we don't get a lot of new equipment on a regular basis. They haven't increased our budget. So even if they did, I don't even have any. I have one person here with a CDL, a commercial driver's license, who could drive big equipment. And, he has family responsibility. He has childcare that he stays home for usually when school is canceled and all that. Can't be done. My guys drive small equipment, and they can't replace the independent contractors that need to be hired to service the town roads.
Do we have a list of equipment that we use for snow and ice removal?
Here?
Yeah, or could we put one together just so we know just what we have?
I can put
Because-
one together. I can put one
Yeah, because I would agree with you. I don't think
Together.
we have. Yeah, I don't think we have equipment of the right size that they need for the
No.
roads here.
We could do small parking lots and stuff. I just don't see how it's going to be very helpful. It's going to be really detrimental on our end.
Have we ever had to cancel services?
We never
snow.
Never cancel a service. We were active all through the blizzards of 2015. We even used the receiving tomb for the first time in 50 years for other cemeteries who cancel services because we have the proper equipment and staff to get it done. We are extremely dedicated to the local families. these families travel from out of town. These funeral services are scheduled in advance, and we just don't cancel them. Even if we have to let just the funeral in that day, we still service the funeral.
Jed Dolan just had to step off the call, but he had mentioned earlier that he'd be concerned about canceling as well, between the families flying in and all the plans put in place for the burial that day.
Yeah,
just to say we're not doing it because the crew's gone.
No, people are flying in from all kinds of places to come to these family services, and canceling is not an option, and we've never done it. So,
My opinion is that the needs of our cemetery are above and beyond anything that the town of Milton may require from our staff. Our staff is dedicated to this cemetery. We need to keep the roads open. We can't let a major storm hit us and then try to come back and fix it. It's just not feasible for the amount of coverage that we have, 105 acres of property. Lisa, do we know the exact mileage in roads?
I do not, but I will find
Joe,
out.
any idea?
We should find that out too, to go with the
Right.
equipment.
I will.
Considering the amount of asphalt we
How
have
many
here.
square feet, linear feet, whatever. we
How
have.
many square feet of paved
We-
surfaces?
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
just look at our stormwater bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Our concern is keeping the roads clear from
It's
funerals
safe.
coming in.
It's safe.
In addition to people that
People
visit
are
here
walking.
every day.
People are walking
Yeah,
through here.
yeah. Right. So, and
Yeah, this is a public space just like every other place in Milton
Yeah.
that needs to be kept safe.
It's Milton's Park is really, I
Right.
mean, that's how the people look at it.
Right, it's
They
another
come in
park
here with
within the
kids,
town,
They
right.
come in, I mean,
You know,
elderly.
not only are we serving, we're a level 2 arboretum. We're on the National Register of Historic Places. We have an exceptional landscape, and it's because we have this dedicated crew. I really feel for town-wide snow removal. Yes, it's very important, but you can't pull this crew for that.
Well, I was a park commissioner for 10 years, and the way I remember it was if there was a snowstorm, we just left the parks closed till the snow was gone, right? Or we got to it when we could get to it. Where the cemetery has to stay open and reopen.
Maybe you sent a few guys on a voluntary basis to do
Right.
overtime for DPW.
Right.
That's great. You know, my guys in 2015, a couple of them went to do snow removal town-wide.
After this,
After-
me and Mark finished
after
here first,
this
so, yes,
Was
yes.
done.
Right.
But then they're exhausted. They've been up all night doing town-wide snow removal, and then they still have to show up to work to do burials.
Right.
And Terry, to go to your point, when I spoke to my brother this morning, he said that exactly what you said. The park department, anything that they had to do in parks could be done later. It
Right,
wasn't
it
an
was up-
emergency.
yeah,
So
yeah, it
that's
was all
why
put on
him and the
hold.
guys would volunteer to help
Yeah.
the DPW.
Where here is complete 180.
Completely different.
Yeah,
Yes.
that day we have to open up, right? Yeah.
You know,
So-
and also, they're going to be out all night. They're going to be tired coming in. We're not just clearing roads here. We're digging trenches. We're digging 6-foot trenches with heavy equipment. There's a safety issue. You know, I don't want tired guys working around 6-foot trenches.
He doesn't need that.
Sorry.
You don't need that, Joe.
You can have it.
I was like, I don't want it.
So what would be the next steps for us to speak to this article before it gets?
So July 29th
forward.
is the next scheduled union meeting with the town administrator and negotiations.
Are you on the negotiating team, Joe?
I am.
He's the vice president of,
Who else is on?
Dean and Josh.
Josh from here?
Yep, yep,
Okay.
he's our treasurer.
so it would be in our best interest to be there.
This has nothing to do with personnel in the town of Milton? Because I know we had issues with the park department. We would go to personnel to talk to them about hours and
I believe that contract negotiations are
outside of personnel.
yeah, so they're, what's the word I want? What's the word I want? To
Through
to
the
make
union?
it private, it's exempt from the public meeting law, I believe, because it's
So does
contract
that mean
negotiations.
the trustees cannot go?
That would be you double check with Nick, but that's my,
But I can go. Can I go
I
as,
don't believe so. I
don't
believe it's
believe you
just
can as
the
well.
appointing authority.
It's like
and
parliamentary
the union.
rules, you're not allowed.
I believe.
Let me
so,
double check
so it's a
because-
closed court?
No,
Maybe we could ask to speak or something like a town
because
meeting.
Marina has been in all of these meetings
Mhm.
for the DPW, and we were told Tom McCarthy might even show up to one of them,
Okay.
and he's in Consolidated.
Yeah.
So
I
you'd
don't
have
see
to
why
ask Nick
Lisa
to be on
wouldn't
the
be able
management
to.
side.
Yeah. Get permission.
All right,
I could definitely ask for you, 100%. Yeah.
Can you go and just sit and listen? Is it a public meeting or?
I'm not sure. I
open
mean,
meeting?
right now we're doing it without lawyers. It's kind of like, it's our first time
Yeah.
sitting down
that
with
was
Nick.
my other question is, do you have new counsel for your union? You have new lawyer coming in for your union? Or do you using the same lawyer
Oh,
you've
no,
used?
yeah, we still have Howard. Yeah, we're not getting rid of him.
Howard,
Yeah.
okay. You don't have
Howard
it,
Leno. Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, 100%.
Steve, do you have any thoughts on this?
You good? Steve? Steven?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah,
What was
I
the
hear
question?
Do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I agree with the sentiments mentioned by the fellow trustees and by Lisa. I'm
Okay.
on board with. I agree with your sentiments.
Great, thank you.
We're just trying to get a consensus of the board, and then, and you, Joe, you guys have already voted amongst each other, correct?
Oh, yeah, no one wants to do it.
Okay, that's so, right.
100%.
So it's unanimous that,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
And like we said, I mean, if it could go back to how it's been for the last 25 years where it's voluntary, that's totally different.
Right.
You know what I mean? If we don't have something going on down here and the guys want to do it, but,
right.
it hasn't happened since I've been here.
Well, if it happens out in the town, it happens here, because we have to clean our stuff.
That's
Right.
pretty
First.
much, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Right, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So again, I think at that point it become a voluntary basis. If once our property's done,
Yeah.
if they still needed snow removal, that's one thing. They could volunteer to go work for the town on an additional overtime basis. But to make it mandatory from our staff to do the town of Milton proper before us, I'm totally against it. I think the board is
Yeah.
as well.
All right,
there's an argument that other towns do it.
Which
Other towns
I don't
don't
think
have a
that's true.
cemetery that's
Yeah.
as large as we are. Other towns, don't have a complicated landscape like we have.
so maybe Lisa, if you got a minute, you could check on another town that has a cemetery our size
Yeah.
and see what they do.
Yeah.
See if they're exempt, which they most likely will be.
Because I don't think that's accurate. I think that was just a statement that was
Right. Somebody didn't do the research on it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just brought up in
Like
in
other
argument.
towns do. Yeah, other towns do.
Other
Yeah.
towns,
Lisa's gonna fact check it.
generally other towns that have DPW handle their cemetery are not exemplary.
Like for instance, like Randolph Cemetery, that's totally separate from the Randolph town. Like a separate company does that cemetery. You know what I mean? They don't
The town
have that.
doesn't own it.
Yeah, they don't have
Right.
that responsibility of 104 acres.
All right, excellent.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, this might be more towards Lisa
Yep.
or maybe Joe. So it says that they're working together to altering the union contract. Like, if I don't who votes to alter a contract like that, and then is anybody under that contract required to go along with it?
So the union representatives, who are Joe and Josh and Dean, are in on these negotiations with the town administrator. We think right now that department heads are not in on these negotiations, but Marina has been there.
For everyone.
She is the department head for the DPW, and this has been her idea to consolidate this. If she's there, I would want to be there. I would like, the trustees to have their say. I don't know, if these are closed meetings or public meetings. It sounds like they might be closed meetings.
So I just looked it up. So there is an executive session for labor negotiations.
Executive session for labor
But,
negotiations.
Yeah, they
So
have to put it out there as an executive session for
Yeah.
the meeting.
So Steve, if I go back to the BPPA days, so the House of Reps would sit down and negotiate whether or not they're in agreement with the town of Milton, or the town of City of Boston, and they would bring it back to the union members for vote. So apparently, Joe and the crew will have to go up and negotiate with the other reps from other consolidated parks and DPW, and if they're all in consensus to agreement, then they would go to a full vote. So our goal is not to get it to a full vote, that nobody's in agreement with forcing the cemetery workers to mandatory overtime.
Well, would it be that there's two things? One is that other departments, maybe like parks, may want it to happen so that they have that opportunity?
They have that opportunity for
Right.
overtime. Well, we're not asking them to, we're asking them to make it
To
voluntary, not mandatory.
Mandatory.
We
It's
do
all
not
spent.
want discipline.
Yeah.
But I think,
Go ahead, ask parks
But I
to
think-
participate.
but other departments may not have a problem with mandatory, and I don't want to get dragged in under that. So
Right.
I want to see if the cemetery can be exempt. So if there's other groups voting that might say this is fine by us, this is, we want the stipend, we're doing it anyhow, now we get a stipend too.
But
Let's do it.
The stipend's not guaranteed. Like I said, that's just something that we brought up. That's never been something in our contract.
But I just want to make sure that if there are enough, the number of people that are voting to move it forward might see some benefit in it or not care as much as we do to stop it, right? So how do we exempt just the cemetery?
Well, I know from speaking to my brother, they don't want it mandatory.
Okay.
And
The
now I
mandatory,
just
okay.
spoke to him about that.
Great, okay.
But Consolidated, like he was saying, they don't have trucks. They
Right.
did like the shoveling
Yeah.
and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's something that they're just bringing on now. It's not
Yeah.
like Consolidated has their own unit. I mean, they're under us, and one of their guys is our shop steward.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to make it mandatory either.
So that's the language? So the language isn't specific to the cemetery at all, it's general, that would be mandatory
Mandatory.
for all. And is there
Us
language,
Consolidated Parks and Cemetery.
I read that, but is there
That's all.
specific language with
We
regard
can
to
ask. We can ask for that.
to our equipment?
I asked specifically if we were to use our own equipment, and the answer was yes.
Is it in writing?
Not yet, but we'd have. I don't have drivers to drive CDL equipment that up there. That big equipment. My guys don't have to have CDL licenses. Our equipment is much smaller.
And the only reason why we have one here is because he transferred from the DPW,
Mhm.
and now he's our mechanic. So it's like you're gonna send him out on the road when we have plows go down, and now we can't fix our
Yeah.
equipment.
We need him to be here
Yeah,
to
he's-
service our equipment.
He comes
It's
in.
imperative
He comes in. He opens up
to
so he
keep.
can get to the garage, and then he's in the garage fixing stuff. You know what I mean? Like he's working nonstop when he.
If
comes
we
in.
have to wait for DPW to fix our stuff, we're out of. That's another.
we're gonna be last in that list too. Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'm still unclear on next steps for us, if any.
Find out if we can have a presence at the next union meeting, I guess.
Great, okay.
In lieu of that, we could, I would suggest we write a letter signed by all members, if we're all in agreement.
Supporting our workers.
So we'll draft a letter. We'll have you take a look at it.
Yes.
All right.
Good.
Super.
And like I said, this was just, we've only had 2 meetings with them. It was just what they were looking for and what we were looking for. Their
Right.
big concerns were GPS and all the equipment. I don't know how you guys feel about that,
Right.
but that was something that they're really pushing, and the mandatory for the snow and ice removal.
GPS is a kind of a common sense thing. I don't know.
But if it
I-
comes down to disciplinary actions and we're waiting for funerals, that we don't feel comfortable with that because it may look like we're not working as much when we're waiting for a service to come in. That, like,
Wait,
for instance, the other day in the rain,
you're-
they came in 2 hours late.
Well, your
That's out of our control.
your
If our truck's
your
stationary.
trucks sit stationary all the time
Yeah.
because you're actually digging a hole with a backhoe and you're waiting for it to get filled up. Yeah, or you're working by hand on something. So your trucks sit stationary all the time. We don't have to be moving like a colony in advance down here.
Absolutely, yeah.
You are as vice president, I'm very happy you're vice president because you're well spoken. So I think we're in a good situation here with Joe as a representative. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, so on the GPS thing, I don't know if that's something that we need to speak to too, or.
I don't
More
think it'd
concerned
be an
about-
issue here
Yeah.
in the sense, and I don't think it's an issue with DPW either, because if they're on digging up a street, they're gonna be stationary for
Yeah.
a while. I think it's more like sneaking out of town type stuff.
I think that's exactly what.
It's not in real time, I don't think either, is it?
It's also for
Oh, it
managers.
is.
I would think
It's
so.
in real time?
Oh, it is.
So you have a screen and you can see it?
Yeah.
Somebody can see it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how they do it with the trucks.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys do?
And we don't do it, but that's what a lot of the other guys do, yeah. So I'll call them and they'll say, hold on 1 second, they'll pull up the screen, they'll say, oh yeah, he's at this corner of this street and that street. You should be
Okay,
there."
so it's real time.
Yeah,
Right, but it's not just for workers, it's for managers too, for my car, to make sure that,
Oh,
I'm supposed to
okay.
be where I'm supposed to be, and you're not taking your car home at night.
well, that's too bad, you can't trust your employees, but whatever, I guess the world we live in,
That's,
you know?
I mean, that's just a lot of money they're kicking out for
No,
something
I know.
that was never the case.
Right.
It just doesn't make
Right.
sense. And then for you to make a display of action about it, it's like, there's a lot of gray area there. You know what I mean? Like, Lisa sends me places to get stuff. Like, now I have to justify, you know what I mean? Like, now I gotta check in
No.
anytime we go.
I can
you know.
back that
Oh,
up,
I'm not worried about me.
No.
I'm
I
just
sent
saying
you
it's-
to, I sent you to Stoughton to
Exactly,
site one,
Exactly. It's just,
You know?
I think it's gonna create more headaches than
Yeah.
help things. You know what I mean?
and they're using different trucks every day, they don't have their own trucks,
Terry,
they
I asked Lisa that. I go, so. I-
use different equipment all
Yeah,
day
I
long.
go, so is this truck, like, for instance, I have one of the newer trucks that I take care of. Is that truck gonna be Joe Baxter's?
Right.
Because if they're looking at it, like, is there a PIN number that I have to enter when I get a piece of equipment now? Or could somebody be in my truck out of town, they go, well, that's a truck Joe Baxter uses.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
there's
And
a
you
lot
get
of gray
written up.
area.
No, I
That's
know.
what I don't like about it.
It almost feels like it's gonna cause more problems.
100%, you know? And if you can bring up 3 instances in 40 years of doing something, I don't think that justifies.
Right, what they
You know
do.
what I mean? Like, there's obviously a reason why other towns don't do GPS in their
Right.
vehicles. Like, Randolph doesn't, Holbrook doesn't. And I'd say Randolph's crew's bigger than ours.
Mm.
I just don't see the positive in it.
Yeah.
When you just did an override, now you're kicking out this much money for a GPS that has never been an issue. It's never, I just don't see how that would resolve anything. Whether the person goes out of town or not, they went out of town.
Right.
So you're not getting
Yeah,
the money
no, I
back
agree.
for them going out of town. You're just wasting the money in the GPS service.
Well, most likely, if they do put them in after a certain period of time, they stop using it,
Of
you know?
course, yeah.
It's just gonna cost too much time and effort to chase after.
So they were saying that they were
dead ends.
using them in iPads in some of the equipment that wasn't negotiated, and they were breaking left and right
Mm.
because they were getting wet because like they were on the
Right.
floor, they were getting hit. You know, it was like
Right.
a little iPad they were putting in. So that's like our budget already gets cut at the cemetery. Now you're throwing money away at something that has never, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right, and then that, also is the overtime, does that come out of my budget?
That's what I mean. Like,
The overtime that we would have to pay
That's a
for,
great question.
for snow removal town-wide, am my budget supposed to absorb that?
I would just say we're kind of going off the subject matter that's on the
We don't-
agenda. So this is more about the overtime and
We're not,
notwithstanding that we want to discuss with you guys
no,
about
yeah.
anything else that needs to be negotiated with,
No,
but I'd rather just
sure.
draft a letter in support of not having you guys forced overtime and leaving the property. And then another time we can sit down with you about any other contractual issues you have.
Absolutely. You guys all set?
We're all set.
All right.
Thank you for your
I
time.
think
No worries.
We'll get that
Have a good
letter
one.
drafted and you guys can review it, okay?
Sure. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
thank you so much, Joe.
Of course.
All right, so let's jump back to item 1 on the agenda, approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve May and June meeting minutes, which were shared recently?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Great,
Aye.
thank you. Consent agenda, actually just, we just gotta look at the banking summary and the occupant list for the town. So I wanna just take a quick look at it and if everybody's comfortable with it, I get a motion to accept that.
So moved.
Second.
We had a busy month,
All in favor, aye.
22 burials.
Aye.
Okay. Why don't we jump to item 5, the superintendent's report. In that report, there were some correspondence that we probably should pull out and put under correspondence in regards to Cameron Roberts and Alice Guzan. Does that make sense to everybody?
So you wanna pull them out of the superintendent's report?
Yeah, and put them in a
correspondence?
correspondence, yeah.
So I make a motion to remove correspondence from the superintendent's report and take it up under correspondence.
Second.
Okay.
All right,
So-
superintendent's report.
Superintendent's report. I am pleased to say that the Copeland Family Foundation has generously donated $50,000
Wow, great.
to our tree fund, which is sorely needed. We are under contract to try and save some of those gorgeous old beech trees. We've had a number of pests and things that Maltby Tree has come in and treated with sprays and whatnot. And we are very appreciative with that generous donation. So
We're gonna follow up a letter to them or something? of that nature?
already done.
Great, awesome.
Did it the minute it came.
Great,
So they continue to be our biggest supporter.
that's great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
She knows how important the cemetery landscape is.
Mhm.
And she appreciates the dedicated crew we have here.
Great.
So we have removed the defunct dual tank for diesel, and
Awesome.
so that's a step in the right direction. And I will investigate getting either temporary tanks or very simple tanks for that cement pad there.
Great.
And possibly we might have to absorb that cost ourselves if town's not going to give us money for it.
My guess is we probably will have to absorb
Yeah.
ourselves. And, cause I know when this came up before, they were talking about switching to electric vehicles and
Yeah.
why do we need to invest in tanks, so for right now, that's the equipment we have, and so to be efficient, we should get,
We have too much
Temporary
equipment
tanks, yeah.
that runs on gas and
Fuel,
diesel, and the rate of replacement with equipment is not high enough.
Right.
You know, we're not going to get some angel to come down and grant us
all new
a
electric
grant,
equipment.
all new electric equipment.
I would agree with that.
So, yeah.
Good.
So, and the other thing is just the two correspondents.
Excellent.
Thank you, Lisa.
So the first correspondence was Cameron Roberts. Actually, why don't we go to the second one, because the first one you said we may have to take a walk outside.
Right.
Okay. So why don't we start with the second one?
Phone
Alice
call
Suzanne.
from Alice. She bought 2 graves for herself and her husband. Her husband's already buried there. She's going in as a full burial when the time comes. She's looking for a full burial spot for her son, who has just been diagnosed with cancer and is going to be on hospice.
Wow.
He lives at home. He's an adult son. He lives at home. So she was looking to buy a grave next to her. However, that grave that she was offered at one time, way back when, is gone. Somebody purchased it as a single grave. So I would like to be able to offer her a single flush grave somewhere else. You know, I told her it's $6,000 for a double grave with a headstone, rights, and, you know, she's not able to do that. But she's looking for a full burial spot for her son. He's not interested in going in as a cremation. Yeah, I don't know, maybe he'll change his mind, I don't know. But I would like to be able to show her what we have for single flush marker burials, if they would like to go that route. We don't usually let people add on graves, but we have a number of single flush marker spaces available. They're not as popular as the monument graves, and I just think it would be a kind thing to do.
You mentioned add-on graves. That's a new term to me. How does
We
the
don't
single
let
flush?
We don't let people add to their family lots.
Right.
Can we?
You know, in this instance, I might see if we could go double deep up in that area and satisfy her request. Wouldn't be taking any more space away from anybody. But that is an incredibly rocky area. They're never able to do it.
I only ask because
Yeah.
Anne Marie's uncle, they just did it with their family plot.
Yeah.
At Blue Hill.
They went double deep.
They added a third.
They added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a 4, now it just became a 6.
Right.
But I'm just
So,
asking.
but
only-
that's a private
No,
cemetery.
I understand
No,
that, but
yeah, we're just asking.
I'm just asking, so.
Yeah, that's
But I would
so.
actually ask them if it's feasible, to tell her that we're looking into maybe going double deep, and if it's not feasible.
It's not feasible.
Okay, well, that's just,
Okay.
at least we can say,
Well, yeah, we looked at
we
it.
looked at it, it's
It's not
not feasible, and
feasible,
then we offer a flat marker graver.
Yeah.
So tell me about the flat marker, single graves.
So you
That's
can-
a new term to me too.
So you can buy a single grave.
Mhm.
When you buy a single grave, we do not allow you to put an upright headstone
Why is
You-
that?
because of the way it looks in the landscape, the space availability. The headstones are too close. It begins to look like a colonial cemetery with,
Oh, yeah.
postage stamp lots and headstones, and it's harder to
They're just
maintain.
singles, Terry, so they really.
Yeah, so are the singles like between two family ones then?
Well,
Or-
we have dedicated rows in the Garden of Hope for all
just singles.
flush burials.
Okay.
Um,
And then,
and sometimes there's an odd spot that's one grave available between two, it won't be near her and her husband,
Right.
unfortunately.
and what's our policy on purchasing a single flush mount? Does the person have to be deceased to purchase it, or if they're ill, can they
Well,
purchase it?
generally, the person usually needs to be a Milton resident,
Yeah.
like everything else. A Milton resident with an immediate need. They need to
Okay.
be deceased or on hospice.
Okay. The
Hospice
is-
hospice is a loophole here.
Okay.
When it's been determined that you have a limited amount of time to.
Medicaid spend downs are also a loophole. So if someone is going to a nursing home, they have to spend all their money down.
Yeah.
Those have been allowed.
Okay, good. Those are new to me. That's good to know. Yes, as long as it's something that we've done in the past and it is
Yes.
part of our policy,
Where'd you get that?
I bet you, what's his name, who used to work at
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, so I don't have any issue. Steve, you have any thoughts on that?
He's muted.
No, I'm good. I'm good with what's been suggested.
Okay. I just want to move
Okay.
forward.
Takes him a second, he's just
So you
muted
need
out, that's
I
all.
would need a motion to do it. I'll make a
Yeah,
motion
that's all. I'm
to.
muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some background noise, so I muted myself.
Motion by Mr. Reardon, seconded by Mr. Coyne.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, the next piece of correspondence is attached a couple of pictures from Cameron Roberts regarding his family lot. It's quite an old family lot with nice colonial tablet headstones in slate.
Can I just make a quick motion for
Yeah.
some new toner?
Yeah, well, we cut corners where we
Shake it up
can
a
here.
little bit.
I like it, a little spooky.
I took it out and shook it last week. We're going to go out on the premises and take a look at
I'm
this lot.
okay, I'm all in agreement.
So I didn't see the need to, if you want to be a spendthrift, like,
I'll see what I can do.
anyway, the lot has a nice historic look to it. New burials have been flush markers, and in the 70s there was one brand new headstone added. It doesn't jive with the rest of the colonial look, and the family member is willing to get a colonial look headstone historically correct, and to place it at his own cost in the row with the other headstones. So we should take a walk out to the lot and look at that. Cameron is a detail fanatic. I have no doubt that it would be done properly.
And is this common practice,
No,
replacing headstones?
no, it's not.
Is it, we have a policy?
We don't usually allow it.
Okay.
This would be an exception and it requires a vote. So, but that's why I want you to see this spot. Everything on this lot is historic.
Mhm.
And
I
at
would-
some point, his dad got a modern headstone.
Yeah. I would just say, I mean, we'll table it till next month for a decision, only
Sure.
because
Right.
members aren't here
Yeah.
present that would have to take the time to come up and look at it, so. But no issue going to look at it and then tabling it to next month after
Sure.
everyone's reviewed it, and then we can make a decision
I'll
on it.
make a motion to
Yep.
table.
Yep.
So a motion to table it till next month's meeting.
Right, second. So the,
And what's the location on the record, just so we know?
It's over here on, I think it's on Shamrock. It's right at Shamrock and Willow
Okay.
Ave, right, just outside the office.
Oh, okay.
So it's in a very old area.
All right.
So is that their whole space? Like, I'm looking at the photographs, and I mean, it looks like a large space. Do they have all of that space?
They have a family lot in that space. No,
With
that,
five-
no, you're looking at other things in the background
Oh,
as well.
okay, yeah, I'll definitely look at it,
Yeah,
between now and the next meeting, for sure.
yeah, I'll show you. You can come over and I'll show you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that was easy. Old business?
no old business, any new business?
Summer help, working out all right?
Stellar.
Stella, excellent.
Nice.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All right,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What's the time of death, Terry?
time of day, oh, time to stand up, it's 8:51.
Done that myself twice. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, guys.
All right, see ya.